All right, the video has started. So, this is called a plot structure. So, it talks about like how a plot is made, the structure of a plot. So, in the beginning, there's the hook. That's like the introduction to your paragraph. You want to hook the reader. You want to get them interested. If they read the first page and it's totally boring, they're probably going to put it down. So it's also called the exposition or the introduction. So the introduction is an introduction that provides necessary details about characters and setting. It's like when we read Hugo Cabret, that's when it like introduces Hugo, introduces he works in a clock tower, introduces his uncle. It sets up, the introduction sets up the rest of the story. Then the rising action, that's where like we learn about his father died in the fire, the automaton died in the fire. The rising action leads to climax. But the rising action that's the part of the story that develops the problem or conflict through a series of events. It builds the suspense. Like when we find out he doesn't have a father anymore, that makes us think, really gets us interested. Like how his father died, what happened to his father? What happened? And then that's also what introduces the automaton. The automaton in that book was very interesting, was it not? It's a robot that could draw all kinds of pictures, but we never knew what those pictures were until the falling action. So the rising action, that leads to the climax. That's the turning point of the story where the problem reaches the peak. That would be like in Hugo Cabret. What do we think the climax is in Hugo Cabret? Ida? Yeah, I'd say like what else do we think the climax could be? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say like where Hugo Cabret finds out his uncle dies. Why is that such a big part for Hugo Cabret when he finds out his uncle dies? You know what I mean? Ida. Also, since the uncle, he took care of the clocks, right? But the clocks were still working even after he died. So that caused people to what? Jack. Why were they confused? Jonathan. But who was really fixing the clocks? Here you go. Alright, so the turning point of the story. That's where the problem reaches its peak. Then we have the falling action. That's the events after the climax or turning point that lead to the resolution. What was the falling action in Hugo Cabret? What kind of works that we finish the story? What do we think the falling action was, Jaya? You think with the falling action was when Hugo built all the time? Okay. What else could be the falling action? That's part of it. Naomi. Yeah, that could be part of it as well. Connor. Yeah. Why is it important that he finished the automaton? What was the automaton able to do? Bella. Draw pictures and what else? More. What did the automaton write? Most importantly. JC. The automaton did draw pictures, but the automaton also what? Beth. The automaton also wrote the story. Remember we learned that in the end? So, the falling action, that leads to the resolution. The resolution, that's like the conclusion to the story that reveals the solution to the problem or conflict. What was the resolution in Hugo Cabret? Ida. Yeah, so the resolution, that's kind of when Hugo Cabret goes with George Melez to the awards, and like George Melez is finally honored because people thought George Melez was what?
Yeah.
They thought he was dead and gone. And they also thought, what about his movies? Did they think they'd ever see his movies again? No, so what happened? Isabel and Hugo, what? Connor? Kind of. So, I'm going to compare this plot structure to what we're doing with our writing our paragraphs. Expedition, introduction, that's your hook sentence. That's like your first paragraph where you talk about what recycling is, talk about your opinion. I'm trying to get to something else as well. Rising action, that can be seen as where you give your points or that's in your text evidence, that can also be the climax. Falling action and resolution, that's like your wrap up. That's like your concluding paragraphs. It has to go back and tie that to the top, yes. So, plot structure, the plot, probably should have said this first. The plot, that's the basic sequence of events in a story or text. So all these things right here, hook, exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution, these are all events in the story. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do now is I have a short little story we're going to do, and we're going to fill out the plot together. Okay? All right. Yes, go back. Where's the story cover?
It's in my notes.
I also should have talked about this. How can the setting impact the plot or have like an influence on the plot? I don't. Like for Hugo Cabret, what if the setting wasn't in, like, what if he didn't work in a time, like a spot, a place where they worked on blocks? How would that impact the plot? I don't.
Mechanics, and also if like you know when like the story died and anytime you got in the time if you like somewhere else that's far away, you can have like
All right, now let's think about events that can impact the plot. What if Hugo Cabret's dad never died? How would that impact the story, Jaira? No. Naomi?